Hey guys, Frankie G is me here on the Dip Artist. What I'm gonna do today is repair a scuffed wheel. So first thing I'm gonna do is clean up the wheel itself. I use a 50-50 split of water and alcohol. Now there's a couple things that you can do. You can spray it directly onto the wheel. I don't really like doing it that way myself because then you have to wait longer time for it to actually dry. But that is what I'm gonna do this time, just to make sure that I get all of this brake dust and all the dirt off the wheel itself. And then I just have microfiber towel, and we'll just get in every little groove. The way that I like to do it is just get some newspaper, shove it right in there, and just work your way around. Once that's in there, I like to get a piece of painter's tape and kind of tape each of the parts together that I added for the newspaper. We have that here. Then you'll get some Plasti Dip. In this case I have black Plasti Dip. It is going to be the same color as the color that's on there, which means that it's going to match the other three wheels that I have as well. So you'll shake that up really well. And my cans have been in my garage, so instead of spraying it right away, what I'm going to do is go get a cup of water. Make sure it's like either warm or hot water, and kind of just leave that in there for a good minute or so. That'll make it so it's a nice even spray, so that way you don't have any of those clumps of Plasti Dip or anything like that going on there, so you get a nice light coat every time you put it on. So I'll be right back and I'll go get that. Okay. Now that we're back, we're going to check our Plasti Dip, make sure it's nice and warm. It doesn't have to be hot or anything like that. Now that you got your first coat down, we'll say, we're going to normally let it dry. Myself, I hate waiting, so what I do is I grab a blow dryer. So if you have one, go ahead and use that. If you don't, you're gonna have to wait quite a while depending on the temperature that it is inside your garage or wherever you're doing it at. So I have the blow dryer, and I'm not gonna put it on high speed, I'm going to put it on the low speed. And I'm not going to put it directly against it, because if I put it too close, if there's any parts of Plasti Dip that I did too thick, it's definitely going to force it to drip. So in this case, I'm going to kind of stay far back, let it dry a little bit faster than normal. Once it's dry, or at least closer to dry, that we know it's not going to drip, then I can go closer and really make it dry. Okay, now that that is as dry as I really need it, now I can go back and start doing my second coat. Now we have our second coat finished. So I have my blow dryer again. We'll start on the low setting, then we can go to high setting once it's more dry than it is right now. Take special care of the nozzle of your spray cans because they do get kind of gunked up on there. That way when you go to spray it again, it's completely clean for you. So I take our Plasti Dip once again and we'll do our last coat. Now normally you don't have to do 3 coats if you're just doing it over your Plasti Dip, but I do always suggest doing 3 or more. When you're doing a first kind of setup on your wheels, like let's say this is the first time you're Plasti Dipping them, there's nothing on them to begin with, I do normally suggest like 4 or 5 layers, just so when you go to try to take it off, it's coming off really easy for you without having to worry about it, and it stays and keeps that durability. So you always want to make sure that you get every angle, every section, and kind of just every direction that you can get on the Plasti Dip. And you never want to just hold down the trigger of the sprayer or a spray gun or whatever you're using to do it. And the reason why is because you're going to get too much paint in one area. So you want to just spray and then let go while your hand is still moving. That way, any additional paint that's gonna stop, it's not gonna stop and create a line or a drip or anything else like that. So for the last time, we will get our blow dryer and then we'll be all done. All right, so I finished with my last drying of the Plasti Dip on my wheel. What I'm gonna do now is start kind of taking everything off, like the newspaper that I put inside, the little tape marks that I put on different things like that. So I'm gonna take those off. I'm not gonna peel off the Plasti Dip that went around the tire just yet. I like to wait a couple hours for that, and the reason why is because it makes it a lot easier to peel off. You can take it off as soon as you have it dry. I just don't usually suggest to. For the newspaper, I like to take it out through the back. That way I don't mess up anything on the front.